Laura Busby, thanks for taking the time. A couple of tough results at home this past weekend against New Mexico and San Diego State. Talk to me. Let's talk New Mexico first, and just tell me, when a goal is scored in the last couple of minutes of a game, it's always got to be tough. So how do you talk to your team after something like that?
Yeah, I think you always have to figure out what the positives are. And for me, that's probably the best game that we started. We had a really good first half. And I just think, it's tough to give up a late goal in that match. But there were some positives to take away from it. And so, we just have to focus on those things.
Come back on Sunday, change the keeper. Maybe give us some of the thoughts behind that and how well you think she played.
Yeah, Jenica is a freshman, obviously, so I think there's always a risk involved with starting a young player who doesn't have experience at the Division I level. But we recruited her. We know what she's capable of, and just felt like she would give us a bit of a calming presence back there. And I do think she did that in this game, which allowed us to play a little bit freer. And we finished, it's probably the best we've looked attacking-wise this season. So I thought we looked really dynamic, scored 2 great goals in the first half of that match. So I felt really good about our performance.
Yeah, it seems like more, to use your word, dynamic on offense, and Tierney a really, really big part of that. And just, I think she had 4 or 5 good looks at the goal, I think, against New Mexico, and just didn't put it home. Are you liking what you're seeing up top?
Yeah, of course. She had the assist on Ani's goal, and made something out of nothing just by getting to the ball first and then attacking them. And that moment for me, watching Ani commit to getting into the box in that moment, and she took it really well first time and found the corner. So proud of another young player that we have, both of them really, but another young player, and then Addie Doyle's goal as well, cutting in on her left foot. We've talked a lot about it, of just going through what are our strengths, where can we capitalize on them, and credit to Addie for continuing to grow in the areas that maybe earlier this season that ball doesn't go in with her left foot, and I think she's just committed to having a growth mindset and getting better, and we've seen that in her performances as of late.
I think possession really, that's kind of, isn't that what you preach? This is a Laura Busby team. You possess the ball. Are you liking what you're seeing from that front?
Yeah, I have to remind myself that possession doesn't win games. That's obviously a part of our game plan in terms of how we want to play against teams. Ironically, the game on Sunday was a game that we actually lost possession, but I thought we looked more dynamic in the attack. So I would say, if you had to ask me which would I rather have, I'd rather have us look dangerous and have a high expected goals from games versus just out-possessing our opponent. So I think that was a step in the right direction, certainly heading into a tough week on the road for us.
Yeah, talk about that. Boise State and Utah State, two of the upper teams in the Mountain West right now. How are you looking at this going in? And maybe what's the mindset of your team? You got to keep their heads up, so to speak.
Yeah, of course, we focus one game at a time. So just looking at Boise, we played them at home and tied last year. They're just a team that's traditionally really athletic, really direct. They're just very different than we are. So I think they're 2 totally different styles of play. And the message to my team is just continue to do what we do well. I think we're on the right track, even though we've given up some late goals. We have to take confidence out of our last 2 performances and just the way that we played. So I'm proud of our team and where we're at right now, and just looking forward to, I think when you're an underdog in a situation like this week on the road, no one expects anything from us. And I think that's my favorite place to be in, because I think it's just an opportunity for us to go out and do what we do well. And then we'll see if we take care of the result.
Perfect. Coach Busby, thanks. Good luck at Boise and Utah State.
Thank you.